Talk about pressure. Out of this region, it's pressure.
And like you said, Bill, it's going to put the heat on these guys. You might have to go a little bit out of their comfort zone to make some moves. Nick Forey on the left, Rich Froning, center screen, 3-time CrossFit Games champion, the king of the Central East in the CrossFit world. Scott Panchik just to his right.
Doing what Rich does best. Look how slow and methodical he is. Everyone else is rushing through there, but he doesn't do that. Takes his time and watches everybody just crumble.
Nick Urankar. Shoulders look like they're going to touch the collars of this bar.
Now Nick is battling back. He's sitting in that 4th place position right now. Had a rough year last year. Good first day, so he needs this event to jump into that spot.
We have 4 more events, including this one, Heat 4, Event 4. Nick Urankar, left side of your screen. Nick Forey, tied for 3rd with 17 points. And to Nick's right, the champ, Rich Froning, eyeballing the competition from afar. You know he's going to pace this out until he feels he really needs to make a move.
He's like a tiger. He just watches everybody go out, going crazy. And we talked about this.
Tight like a tiger.
Tight like a tiger. We talked about this. These athletes need to be smart, and that's where Rich wins. Scott Panchik has really picked this up from him. He's very intuitive about what his body's doing and how hard to push so he doesn't hit that threshold and burn out. This first round this is not the race. They have to pace it. And look at Rich's tempo compared to everybody else's tempo. They're going faster than he is, but he turns the gas on when he needs to.
The best time set around the world, Zeke Groove, 9 minutes and 51 seconds. He was unbroken on the handstand push-ups, but ended up breaking on the squats and pacing out the burpees. If these men are going to challenge that event record after that round of 21, Zeke was sitting at 2 minutes and 50 seconds. He's been about 30 seconds away from that pace. Marcus Hendren sitting in 4th. He's actually tied with Nick Forey in terms of points. Nick Forey holding the tiebreaker over him, so maybe Marcus Hendren can add his own tiebreaker with just 5 reps remaining. To his left, Graham Holmberg has just a couple reps. We'll see who will be the first man to the rig.
Again, we talked about that tempo or where your active rest is going to be. For all of these athletes, it's going to be during the burpees. So they got to be smart right now because, here we come. 15.
Nick Urankar was first to the front squats. He will be first back to the 15 handstand push-ups. He's about 15 seconds off Zeke's pace. But an event record aside, as long as he can keep ahead of these other guys, that's all that matters to him.
Wow, that was a solid set right there. 10 straight through, going into his last set of 5. And Rich Froning, he just always takes his time. Anytime there's a press overhead, locks out, and you can tell he breathes at that point. Most guys are trying to get back down, time under tension.
Nick Urankar, lane number 4. We approach the 4-minute mark. He's on his 15 front squats at 195 pounds. Very smooth and controlled on those handstand push-ups as Nick Forey, Rich Froning, and Scott Panchik make their way to their bar for 15 front squats.
Again, I think it's hysterical. Not hysterical, I guess kind of demonic almost, where Rich, he literally is the only athlete that is watching where everybody is the entire time. All the other athletes are just concerned about what they have to do. I have to get to the bar. I have to start these reps. I have to do the handstand push-ups. But Rich just stands back to see where he can start picking people off right and left through each one of these rounds. But
Nick Urankar done with his front squats, moving on to 15 burpees over the bar.
For these other athletes, Nick Urankar, Nick Forey, the pressure is on because that third place, that precious third place spot, they have to battle for that. So they really need to kind of push the envelope, hopefully not going overboard, but they got to keep the pressure on each other to see who's going to break down.
Center of the competition floor in blue, Rich Froning. Next to him on his right, Scott Panchik. About 8 reps behind Nick Urankar.
So again, this is basically a who's who when it comes to the CrossFit Games when you have multiple champs in here. But with the pressure being put on all these athletes, you can see some of them, Graham Holmberg, and right there in the middle of your screen, he actually went hands to his knees in between the, from the handstand push-ups to the front squats, and he got a little wobbly on the first set of front squats. So you can see maybe the pressure is starting to become a little bit too much for him. He's pushing a little bit too hard out of his comfort zone.
Graham Holmberg on the outside looking in currently in 6th place. And Rich Froning has caught up to Nick Urankar. Nick Urankar had nearly finished his front squats before Rich had got there. And with 9.63, the pacing is over, and now it's that slow, steady freight train of Rich Froning that seems to just steamroll the rest of the competition as we get towards the end of these events.
And I was seeing no reps there by Nick Urankar, and that's not what you want to have. And it looks like he's not sure what the problem was. He actually had to come down. That's a costly mistake. If you miss a rep, you need to know exactly why you missed it and fix it immediately. You can't let 2 and 3 and 4 reps go by.
Rich Froning, the first man off the wall to his front squats, walking to the bar, but trying to keep pace, Scott Panchik. Now with these 9 front squats, these men have both been very methodical in their rep scheme. But these are 2 athletes that can handle the load. These 9.63, we'll see a faster pace as we move from one to the next.
Now Rich actually has a little bit of an advantage here because he knows that Scott's next, and he can see exactly where Scott Panchik is. Scott can't see what Rich is doing, so he doesn't have a chance to kind of pace himself off that. He just has to kind of go by feel.
Rich Froning, center in the blue, popping up and over the bar with ease, a steady pace. We saw the same thing from him in the open, and he didn't come out of the gates the fastest. He just never slows down.
He doesn't let the pace of the event or any other athletes dictate what he's going to do. He has his pace, and he lets everyone else come out like a charge, and he just kind of hangs back just enough to sit in there and then starts picking people off. That's what's been happening.
Rich Froning, 7 minutes and 45 seconds after the round of 9, just 9 seconds off that event record pace set by Zeke Grove at 9:51. Zeke Grove was done at 7:36, so at the 8-minute mark, Rich just has 1 minute and 51 seconds. If he's planning to take over that top time set at 9 minutes and 51 seconds.
Talk about perfect rep. Look at that complete lockout and actually pauses at the top. With most athletes, they try to push that limit and it's up and down real fast. He doesn't do that, ever.
Rich Froning jogging for the first time, 6 front squats and 6 burpees. Scott Panchik on his right, trying to hang with them, and Rich, with just 6 reps at this weight, is looking to push the pace just a little bit more. But Scott Panchik does have that speed on his side. Froning done with 6 reps. First burpee down. Scott Panchik, 2 reps behind, 8 minutes and 45 seconds in. 1 minute left to try to topple that event record at 9 minutes and 51 seconds. And with 1 more burpee to go, Rich Froning is now 5 seconds behind the event record pace. And with a little mishap in the bars, Rich Froning just has 50 seconds. 9 reps stand between Rich Froning with a first place finish in this event and maybe the top time the world has seen in event number 4. And with 30 seconds to go, Rich Froning jogging across the competition floor, 6 reps in 21 seconds. And Scott Panchik trying to make up for what he lost last night in Nasty Girls. And now they're tied. Who's it going to be? Panchik, Froning, Panchik, and Froning. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! 9 minutes and 41 seconds.
That is a battle right there.
Scott Panchik.
Wow.
Unbelievable. I don't know what to say.
Let it breathe, Chase. Let it breathe.
Oh my gosh.
What's incredible is, first of all, that race. Second of all, they both beat the world's fastest time. Both of them. And then the third place finisher, Nick Foray, in here, basically has the fourth fastest time now in the entire world. Talk about a stacked heat. An absolutely stacked heat. And then on the flip side of that, was Graham Holmberg in the back. Not where we were expecting to see him.
We are at the 11-minute mark with 9 minutes remaining, and nearly every male is done in Heat 3 or Heat 4 of event number 4. And this crowd is getting everything that they paid for to come and see the epic battle between Rich Froning and Scott Panchik. We have yet to see anybody push Rich this hard in the last 3 years.
Scott Panchik just wants to make it to the podium, or he's been wanting to do that. But now it's not just, I want to make it on the podium. He's like, Rich, I want to take you down. This is your last year.
This is your last year.
I need to take you down before then.
Graham Holmberg, his 3 final squats. Coming into this event in 6th place. He was looking for a good finish to move up in the standings. It's all still pretty close, but he is running out of time and running out of events if he wants to move up into that 3rd place position. Chris Shimley, Top Fuel CrossFit, he'll be in lane 1.
So we knew we'd see it. We knew we'd see the pressure get put on these athletes and who was going to actually be affected by that. Scott Panchik came up. Wow. You saw the epic fail. I want to say epic fail because the time is still good, but you expect to see more from Graham Holmberg and Marcus Hunter. They needed to do really well here. That may have just pushed the pace a little bit too fast.
Just past the 13-minute mark, lane number 2. Alex Anderson at a CrossFit K-Town. He's on his last 3 front squats and burpees over the bar. Next to him on the right, Gerald Sasser.
Came out with the big lift, had 2 rough results after that. And again, you can't have bad results if you expect to stay up at the top.
Not in this region.
Not in this region, no way.
Scott Panchik takes his licks and keeps on ticking, and if we might see his first place finish in this event.
It's possible.
It's possible. It's all about the clock. But Scott Panchik, just when you thought Rich was going to walk away with it, with the speed that he can move that bar with.
When he wants to go, he wants to go. I'm with as much as he had at the end, I was almost surprised he didn't start that just a touch early. He could have done that just a little bit earlier. But maybe he wanted to hold back so that Rich wouldn't pick it up either. You know, don't want to be pushed to where you don't want to go.
I'm not trying, Rich. Don't go faster.
Right.
I'm not trying. Gerald Sasser, 1 burpee remaining. And with that rep, Gerald Sasser will close out heat number 4 of event number 4 with yet another whirlwind finish for the men in event 4 between Rich Froning and Scott Panchik.
Wow, to the end, absolute to the end. Look at Scott Panchik. Absolute sprint to the bar. We haven't seen anyone sprint that fast, and look how fast he's moving. I don't know
Panchik
how.
Being just a hair closer.
Rich doesn't even know about that. He was like, That's a little close. That's a little close. Man, that was good.
What an amazing race between these two men. And until we get official results, we're looking at Scott Panchik and Rich Froning tying unofficially in event number 4, besting the top time in the world by 10 seconds. And if we can't figure out who's number 1, heck, let's just talk to both of them. Amanda Kranz is down on the floor with Rich Froning and Scott Panchik.
All right, I was just telling these guys, I'm not sure exactly who won yet. Definitely a photo finish. We're going to start with Scott, though. What do you think about this guy and having to chase him all the time?
It sucks. He's a stud. He's the real deal. It's the champ. I mean, you got to do everything right if you want to beat him.
It probably sucks, but at the same time, there is somebody there for you to chase that drives you.
Yeah, absolutely. It pushes you. I mean, there's a ton of great competitors here in the Central East. So when we get out here and it's all 10 of us together, I know everybody's PRing on their times. They're getting pushed.
Definitely. Scott, thanks.
Absolutely.
Rich, what's it like for you to have these people chasing you?
Oh, it's any workout. Somebody's going to be right there. So it's a battle. It's a fun weekend though. It's cool to see how far everybody's come, and then push yourself farther than you can when you're at the house or doing whatever. So it's good.
Definitely. Did you have to adjust your pace based off of what was happening around you?
No, I was just trying to stick to my game. Scott was ahead of me for a little while. I came back, got ahead of him a little bit on the burpees, and then that last little bit he beat me. So it was good.
So you knew where he was at pretty much at all times.
Oh yeah. You always know who's beside you and where they're at.
You definitely do. We can see your eyes moving back and forth. Rich, nice job.
Thank you very much.
So that photo finish we see between Rich Froning and Scott Panchik, face like he knew he just got edged out.
Well,
like the heels coming down.
Like he says, he always knows where everybody is. So I think he actually knew that.